Well, hello, welcome back to Massey's Tiny Motors, everybody. I have a new setup going on. I'm using my AirPods Pro and an app called Filmic Pro, so I can Bluetooth the mic directly from my own ears to your viewing pleasure. Today, I'm going to be taking out the Kingsong 16X, which is my second wheel, and I think my favorite for commuting and also shredding really, really fast. So, yeah, let's get on with it. And this time I can have a little bit of audio commentary. Whether that's a good thing or not, I'm not sure yet. Let me know. All right. So, I wanted to start off this ride talking a little bit about the history of me and these one-wheeled things, because I don't have much of a history at all riding things like skateboards. I did ski. This is quite a lot like skiing, but I originally started on the OneWheel Plus XR, and that was life changing, game changing, completely like just a slap in the face of awesomeness. Uh, when you finally get used to the XR and you start realizing like how fast it can go, uh, and this is like beginner, right? You start realizing like, oh, I can go 12 miles an hour. Oh, I can go 50. What? I can go like 20 miles an hour on this thing. It's nuts. You don't expect it, and then you have your first crash, and and that puts a big dent in your ego, and then you have your second crash, and then you start respecting these things, and you know how to ride the line. So the One Wheel XR was definitely my gateway drug into all of this. So then I got this. This is my second wheel. The 16X is technically a 16-inch tire, but it's really actually bigger than that, which means it does not care about road surface. I mean, on these things, your knees are your suspension, right? So you just have to have sort of a flat, um, almost like a sitting, squatting, perma squat type situation going on. But that means that you can absorb bumps way better than on the one wheel XR. And also, the one wheel is a bit of like a lever, and so you can be going fast, and then you can over leverage the motor and the torque and all that stuff. So, you don't want that. Also, I really want to make sure I'm recording. Uh, yeah, okay, good. This stupid selfie stick, I need to find a better solution. So, anyway, the one wheel I think is still the most fun. Don't get me wrong, I feel like when you get in to a flow state on that thing with some music, it is just pure nirvana. Like when you have like a perfect strip of road and you've got the sun and the wind and you're just moving. Oh man, you feel like you're living in the future, and you are, because you're on a one-wheel device. That's how it works. But this unicycle, however, as I'm getting warmed up here, this thing is mad. It is out of its mind. It does not have the right to be as crazy as it is. Um, in two ways. It is both more docile and like a big lumbering kind of, I don't know, big lumbering boat, but also it goes so fast. And I know other unicycles like the MSX 100 volt go a lot faster. This one, maybe tops out at 31 miles an hour at 100% battery. But I ride at around 26, 27 miles an hour on better streets than this. This is quite bumpy. And that feels fast. That feels plenty fast. And when you're at that speed, these things start to be able to like really, really shred and carve. Now, the problem with the unicycle is that you need to be able to brake. Uh, Braking fast, having a very powerful motor to both accelerate and brake is important in these things. So that's why I went with the 16X, because it has uh, generally a more powerful motor for the size of the wheel. It's 2200 watts so I can do things like this. I can jut across 4 lanes of traffic real quick. Um, so, just consider if you're going to be buying one, you want it to be overpowered rather than underpowered. And, that sounds scary, but it's actually the opposite way. All right. I just need to get into a flow state with holding the selfie stick. It's difficult. I'll get there. So, yeah, I definitely very much enjoy this wheel. I think even though it's a little bit more docile, it's it's capable. It's really capable. And right now it's got like a sweater on it. That's from Roll.nz. It's a New Zealand-based company that makes these, basically like dry suits or wetsuits, whichever one keeps the inside dry. I guess it would be dry suit, right? I'm not sure. Tell me in the comments. Um, so it's got a little sweater on it, and that protects it a little bit from the Portland rain, all the buttons and switches and stuff. That's really what I'm worried about, because the motor itself is pretty well sealed. I opened it up and it's got good old globs of silicone everywhere, keeping it all sealed. And that's the other thing about these, is that they're incredible, right? They're really, really amazing. And they're not even designed well. If there was a company out there with expertise, I don't know, Bosch or something, that could make one of these with a lot of R&D money going into design, you could have an entire revolution in you could disrupt this entire industry. And I think Ninebot was kind of onto that, but then for some reason Ninebot decided that electric unicycles were not the future, and instead Wally chairs are, which is very sad. But we're gonna go up to Mount Tabor today, and it's a nice route. It's a bike boulevard, so technically it's really neat. The city of Portland says, hey, on bike boulevards, bikes and other personal electric vehicles and skateboards and stuff. Well, I'm not sure about skateboards, but we have the right of way, and cars have to yield to us, which is amazing. Yeah, let's get into it here. Now the problem is shredding while keeping this weight way out there. It's harder than it looks. My goodness. Usually I keep my hands behind my back, but with this hand out forward like this, it's like a big old counterweight or something that I have to work against. So this is my second wheel. Now my third wheel that I just got is the M10-3, which is by far and away the smallest wheel. And it's great. It's fantastic. If you're looking for an introductory wheel at $5.99, you cannot beat the price. You cannot beat the fun. Uh, but it's no 16X. Let me be clear. This is quite the machine. I do not have to worry about battery life on this. I will literally go all day on this. And I'm the one that needs to take breaks. That's different for everyone. I think I'm about 175 pounds with gear and everything, and probably like 190. But battery is not an issue on the 16X. Whereas, on the M10-3, you're gonna get maybe 15 miles, but that's about it. And those last couple miles are not gonna be fun or usable. Ah, woo! That's unfortunate that you're in my head and you can hear all my sniffles, but I guess that's part of the experience. You're welcome. So, I'm gonna switch hands here because holy crap. I'm using the Filmic Pro app, and what's neat about it is it allows me to turn off image stabilization, which gives me like a good 5 or maybe, I don't know, up to like 10 degrees more field of view. And so hopefully you can see the wheel and you can see me. We'll find out. Publish the video anyway, because why not? Get a lot of looks with the selfie stick though. What's he doing? I know, what am I doing? What the heck am I doing? So, I would say the thing about unicycling and one wheels for me is total sense of freedom. I completely lose myself in my thoughts. It's enough stimulation to where you really do have to focus, which makes this a little harder. But man, I wish I had like a floating camera or something so I could like truly shred. But oh well. I guess I'll hold my arm out like this. Maybe that'll help. Yeah, it helps a little bit. Just pumped up the tire to around 45 psi, so it's feeling good. That's the other thing, is there is no suspension, so the tire is very, very important. Having a good tire is important. This one came with like a Chow Yang tire, and straight out of the factory, it was deformed. I mean, deformed. And so my brand new wheel, I had to take it all apart and put a brand new, there's some more like knobby tire that it comes with originally, and they decided to change it because people didn't like the knobby tire because of the inertia or something. But I love it. I love that this wheel fights you and you have to like fight it back, and it wants to like follow cracks in the road and stuff, and because of that you kind of just you dance with it and you let it do its thing, and you learn to work with it. And so I don't know, I've ridden scooters, dirt bikes, street bikes, touring bikes, mountain bikes, and this is the most connected that like a person can feel with a machine, period. Your brain just gets like straight up, those neurons are baked in. It's almost like it's like a superpower. It really is, because you think go faster, and you do. It's just thought at this point. And Rosie, she is just getting on it. She's just learning it, and anyone can do it. Just like absolutely anyone can do it. You need to give it time. You need to give it patience. You need to give it a few little minor crashes or fumbles. Now, luckily, I haven't crashed on this. That's another point about unicycles. I think they're safer. Bigger tire, flatten out more in the road, more power, can overcome inertia better, because you never really want to over torque the motor. That's bad. You don't want that. That's why I'm wearing a full face helmet. But the OneWheel is super fun, but man, you gotta know exactly where that line is of where the torque limit is. And there's no beeps like unicycles have, so it doesn't tell you like, hey, I'm at like 80% power, like knock it off. So the OneWheel, you end up just nosediving and then face planting. Whereas these, I think, are safer. I really do. Not as fun, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. They're both fun. You can argue about that on your own. But they each have a special place in my heart, and I hope that you can see why these have a significant future. I mean, they're practical. You can get places faster when there's traffic. You can go to places that are off limits to cars and whatnot. Oh, I'm going to switch hands again. Whew. And they're cool. You get looks. People are like, "What's that?" But ultimately, it just checks all the boxes for me. Like, I want to go skiing, so I'll take the unicycle. I want to go snowboarding, so I'll take the OneWheel. I'm bored, take it out. I need to get somewhere, take it out. It's electric, so it's technically environmentally friendly, depending on where your electricity is generated. But I think it's the future. More of you should buy them. Do it. Go buy one right now, because I don't want these things to die out. And they're just getting really good. They're like really, really good. Like, this one is a $1,800 wheel. I got like a really nice discount on Black Friday from Euco, EUCO .net, I think. And that's a good deal because it's 10% off. But we're really climbing here, by the way. We are on a steep incline. There goes that guy. Hello. There he goes. But for $17.99, the same price as a OneWheel Plus XR, you can get something with way more range. Oh, I'm talking. This will do like 40 hard miles, and it'll do like 60, regular miles. Hard, I mean, pushing it, going on trails. By the way, this thing destroys trails. It's amazing at trail riding. And it's fun because, when you crash on a trail, you got nice padded dirt to contain the fall. Excuse me while I go up the bumpy stairs here. So, $17.99, you get a personal electric vehicle that's actually legit. It's got a speaker system, goes really far, goes really fast. Is very fun to carve and shred. And if you could, if the sky wasn't so murky right here, you could see Mount Hood. There it is. There it is. Here in Portland, we live next to the number 2, number 3, and number 4 most dangerous volcanoes in North America, aside from, basically like Hawaii. Yeah, we're making our way up to Mount Tabor. This is an extinct cinder cone or volcano of some sorts. And I think it's actually the only volcano or cinder cone within city limits in North America, which is really neat. And it's gorgeous. You get up here, it's beautiful trees. There's people riding their bikes. Look at these guys. Hey! And it's one of my favorite parks. It's an excellent park. Now, if the video is more shaky than the previous one, I apologize. It is how I'm able to get more field of view, more of me in the picture. But I hope the audio is working, the whole AirPod situation is working, because it'll be really cool if you can hear me. I'm going to do spinny spins in circles so that people can wonder in bewilderment, what the heck am I riding? And why is he holding his very expensive iPhone out on a very long stick? Who knows? Maybe it's because we're all cooped up and have cabin fever. I don't know. Oh, there's a car. Okay, let's go. So, anyway, I just wanted to make it very clear that I love these things, and if you don't have one, you should get one. It's a good workout. It provides you, practical means, but it also helps you develop like a new skill and community. That's the one thing I did not expect was once I started riding on OneWheel XR, then like this other person who I'll anonymously name Share. They were like, "Hey man, what's up?" And was like riding down a trail next to me. I'm like, "Oh hey," he's like, "You should come to the Friday night rides." And yeah, so I went to the Friday night rides, and there was like 60 people there, and everyone's geeking out about all the different boards. People make their own boards, like just ridiculous contraptions. By the way, that is Portland. There it is. So let's make sure this thing is still recording. That would be bad. Let's make sure it's still recording. All right. Yes, we are. Cool. Cool. Very impressed with the Filmic Pro app and AirPods Pro combo. That is awesome. That is totally epic. But yeah, I just think that these things are here to stay. They're awesome. They're fun. We're just on the very, very beginning of the tip of the iceberg, of the glacier, of the ice cap. It's going to get way more cool from here. So get in on it. People are like waving to the camera, but it's facing me. Haha. So, anyway, this 16X pumped up to 45 psi. How does it feel? Well, feels pretty good right now, actually. Once you get like a nice strip of pavement, bumps feel a little intense, but that is to be expected. Your knees are the suspension. You are the suspension. The other thing about this wheel is like I don't even have to be trying. I literally don't have to be trying at all, and I'll be doing like 20 miles an hour, like effortlessly. This thing moves. It really does. And I think if you're going to get a commuter vehicle, it's been a couple times when I've had like 15 minutes to get to work, and that's about a mile and a half of a commute. But man, Getting in a car, forget it. Getting on your unicycle, you're golden. Here we have another personal electric vehicle, Model 3. Hey! Yeah, he didn't, he didn't say hi. That's okay. But I'm behind this big diesel truck here. Whoop. And I can smell it. I don't know. Internal combustion, you guys? Thumbs up or thumbs down? What do you think? Is it old news? Okay, so I have to figure out how to get back. Um, a couple different routes I can take. Ooh, I know. I'm gonna take a nice route through the other park, which is not Lloyd Center. Oh gosh darn it, I'm forgetting the name of this park. This is steep, by the way. In case you can't see on camera, this is rather steep. The other cool thing is, I feel like I can legit just like exist in traffic. You know, this thing is fast enough to where I'm following this big diesel truck. And everything's just fine. I'm gonna take a left though. Here we go. That was one street too far. That is fine. So my love for these things, it's about in its adolescence. Um, I have about 500, 600 miles on this. I've got almost 3,000 miles on my OneWheel XR, and I have only 30 miles on the baby M10 III. I'm so excited. Uh, and I just want to ride it more. And you know, once you have one, you gotta get another, because then you can like spread out. Hello. Because then you can like spread out your mileage across the different boards and not kill them. What a fun time, though. What an amazingly fun time. And again, just hanging out in traffic. This is where OneWheel would be quite scary. But the unicycle is just like, oh, yep, I'm basically like a motorcycle. And that's what it's like. You are basically the front handlebars of a motorcycle. That's what you are on one of these. But there's a little bit more footwork involved. The one thing that really surprised me is counter steer. So once you get going fast enough, counter steer becomes. Ooh, I'm getting some wobbles here. I need to loosen up. There we go. Counter steer becomes a thing, which when you push right, the unicycle goes right, and when you push left, it goes left, which was very unexpected. A lot of people think that it's like a twisting thing, and to start out, yes, you can twist your hips and and whatnot, but once the inertia of that tire and that motor especially get going, it's a counter steer situation. And so if you ride a motorcycle, you will feel right at home. And if you love the sensation of digging in, you will absolutely love this. You will. I promise. I know you will. Woo. Now, the thing that scares me, though, is wobble. Because this is a 52.5 pound wheel, and sometimes you can get speed wobble. And that's when the wheel decides it does its own thing. And really, to kind of get rid of wobble, you just need to like kind of sit your butt down into it and slow down. But the most important part is not keeping your knees straight when you slow down, because that's going to increase the wobble effect. All right, woo! That was our nice little ride up to Mount Tabor, which is about a 600 foot, 600 feet of elevation increase there and back. I could run the tire maybe 5 psi lower, just give it a little bit more cushiness. But oh yeah, once you get like a nice strip of road, woo! Ah, this is the best. This is the best. It is the best. I'm excited to show you guys the OneWheel too, because that thing carves a lot deeper. Actually, that thing is a carve machine. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys and share with you my irrational, insane love for OneWheel devices. And I hope you enjoy the channel, and I hope you feel welcome. And you know, maybe pick one up for yourself. Anyone can do it. Woo! Laurelhurst, that's the name of the park. Oh my gosh. Laurelhurst Park. There we go. A few neighborhoods left. I think I'm getting better with riding with the selfie stick, that's for sure. I'm definitely not able to carve as much because, well, my riding style is I put my arms behind my back, and that basically isolates my upper body, and it allows me to, I don't know, act more like a pendulum. But when my arm is out here and the stick is out there and everything's all over the place, it's just like ice skating. You want to bring everything in closer to be able to turn better and spin better. So think about that. Switch hands here. This is just a really good way for me to deal with everything that's going on. It's a really, really good time to have. Sorry, I'm coming up on a big intersection. Let's jet across. Woo! All right. Woo! I wish you guys could see like speed. Maybe I'll figure that out in the next video. But the whole audio situation, super rad. I hope it works. Man, that is awesome. Filmic Pro, AirPods Pro, boom. So yeah, and the other thing that's really nice about these is you can take it around people. You can go very slowly with it. You know, people might sometimes be scared to like, oh, he's gonna run me over, but you know, people were scared of the automobile when it first came out. They were like, you can't go faster than 20 miles an hour, you'll die. So people will get used to it. Check this out. This is Laurelhurst, amazing park. Really, really gorgeous. Sometimes they have silent discos over there where everyone like wears headphones. I once saw a llama over there. There's a gorgeous llama. They do Shakespeare in the Park here as well. Man, it almost feels like there's nothing wrong. But yeah, you can take it very slowly. You can just cruise, have like a nice relaxing time on it, enjoy the sights that you want to see. And I mean, you can stick it in your trunk of your car, right? You can just like put it right into the trunk of your car, take it elsewhere, take it out, be that last mile machine, get you somewhere. I could go on and on. I can't stop. Can't stop talking about these things. The only problem is it's prohibitively expensive, right? Like you really want a wheel that's at least, I don't know, $1,300, $1,500. You don't really want something a little bit cheaper than that. You want to be able to like overcome torque and go up hills and you don't want this thing to be cheaply made because, well, quite literally your face and your life depend on it, right? But I would say at $1,500, you'll probably get a good wheel. That being said, Future Motion and the OneWheel XR I think are overpriced at this point because it has what, like a 300 watt hour battery, so you get like a 16, 17 mile range. This has a 1550 watt hour battery for the same price. So, and I get it, it's a board, it's small, but come on. Future Motion, if you're watching, I love you. I love you. And that's why I'm telling these hard things to you. So this is one of my rides in Portland. I'll have to show you some of my other routes, but all of these routes have involved bike boulevards where I have right of way, which I think every single city should have. It solves so many problems because number one, once you have bike boulevards, more people start riding bikes and other sorts of vehicles. Wow, that was bumpy. Ooh, washboard. And number two, the cars start avoiding it because they're like, oh, I'm going to be stuck behind a bike this whole time. So, like, it's safer for the bikes and other vehicles. And it's not like it takes a lot, right? You say, hey, this road is now a bike boulevard. Shut up. And people are like, okay. And it works. Amazing. You leave congestion, you provide an alternate route besides public transportation and car. I think the car, no, don't get me started on the car. The obsession with the car should be everything. I should get to A and B only by car. It needs to stop. And I get it. Some people have families. Some people need to transport stuff. Sure, cool, great, get a car. But you see, like all these people in these massive GMC Denali extra cab, massive cruise ship, fucking. I shouldn't swear. And it's just ridiculous. And then everyone's mad because they're stuck in traffic, and you know, and everyone thinks that they're not part of the problem, but they are, and everyone thinks they can go faster than everybody else. Ugh, I'll stop. I'll stop. You know, I think cars are a big problem. We need to stop this obsession with cars because these are cooler. They are. They really are. Motorcycles are okay. But yeah, what a fun time. What an absolutely fun time. So that's my story. That's my history of these things. Hey, there are those guys again. Um, Again, I'll have more and more videos in the future about this stuff. Possibly with like a new 360 camera. I'm not sure. They're expensive and they're not even really that good. They're like kind of soft looking. And the GoPro Max is like cool, but it's not as good quality as like a regular GoPro. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it, guys. But as of right now, my iPhone seems to be doing a pretty good job. Who would have thunk? Who would have thought that an iPhone would be such a good vlogging device, even though it's scary, very scary. I'm just gonna go. I'm not gonna wait. There we go. Okay. So anyway, thank you for coming to Mount Tabor. Thank you for viewing this video. I hope you are well. I hope that you feel creative and energized to do the things that make you happy. And for more videos, do the YouTube stuff. Here we are. Whew. All right. Thank you so much for coming along. It's been a ride. See you in the next one.